Hello and welcome in RCF with this new tutorial talking about our new mixer from F-Series. Let's see some details about the channel strip and master section in order to analyze the mixer's function. In the input section of each channel, there is an XLR female socket for microphone connection with selectable phantom power for condenser microphones, and a line input with a standard balanced quarter-inch jack. The last 8 channels feature a stereo line input, which allows to manage stereo input as keyboard or more generally stereo audio signal with a single channel strip. Next, we have the gain, that allows to adjust the input level. To optimize this control, it's useful to view the PFL, the pre-fader metering, pressing the proper button. The output meters switch and will show the level of the audio signal taken just after the gain. It's important to adjust properly this control. Pay attention at the dynamic range of the source. For example, if we are working with a singer, let's make sure to adjust the gain in the louder part of the performance to avoid distortion or bad signal-to-noise ratio. Then we find the high pass filter button that allows to clean the low frequency below 80 Hz with a 12 dB per octave slope. It's useful, for example, to remove rumble noise in sounds that don't require low frequencies. Let's go on with the dynamic section. This compressor, very easy to use, has just one control that allows to set the threshold where we need to start reducing the dynamic range. Lowering the input signal, a gain makeup is automatically applied in order to compensate this reduction. In live performance, for example, it is very useful to make a singer performances more homogeneous. Next, we have the equalizer that features 2 shelving tone control at fixed frequencies, 80 Hz for the lows and 10K for the HF. In the middle, there is a semi-parametric section with which we can first set the frequency from 100 to 10K and then go increasing or reducing the level. Then we see the auxiliary sends. They can be set in pre or post fader, typically in pre for monitoring applications and in post for effect sends. The last one can be used as a normal send or also as a send to the internal effect of the mixer, which has 10 presets with reverbs, delays and modulations. Going on in the channel strip, we find the palm pot knob. It allows to position the sound between left and right in the stereo image, commonly looking at the musician position on the stage. At the end of the channel strip, we have the mute, the fader, and the button with which we can route the signal to the master and or to the submasters. In the master section, we see the main fader, the submasters, and the internal effect return. The submaster can be used, for example, to group the channels from a drum set or from a brass section, controlling the global level, maintaining the proportion of the individual faders before go to the main. In the master section, there are the master of the auxiliary sends. They allow also to send the effect return, for instance, to reverb a singer in its own monitor. There is also an additional master section, the control room. It can be used to connect and control with independent level 2 monitors for the front of house or headphones for the sound engineer. The mixer from F-Series can be used also as an I/O audio card with a Mac or Windows computer via USB. No drivers needed for both, just plug and play. With this function, we can record the master out in a digital audio workstation and playback music or background tracks. All the mixers from this series share most of these features. The difference among different models concern basically the number of input channels, the number of the auxiliary sends, and the number of the submasters in the master section. Go to our website for more details. Thank you for your attention. Bye-bye.